Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Sander. Hey, Daniel.
Hi.
You're from the Netherlands, right, Daniel?
Yes. Just like you, right?
Yes.
You guys want to chit chat a bit in Dutch? I love Dutch, by the way.
Do you understand Dutch?
I don't know. Let's see.
Je kan het proberen te verstaan.
I do.
But I don't speak so much Dutch, to be honest. I think it's one of the languages I speak the least. You know, it's mainly Swedish and English. It's only with my wife I speak Dutch. So I'm not so good in Dutch. You know, I understand it and I can speak it, of course, but it fades away, you know, this.
Yeah, I know it, sweetheart, with Bulgarian. When I simply moved from Bulgaria back to Germany, the thing is fading away when you're not on daily touch with the Bulgarian, you know? And yeah, it's very naturally.
But of course, I can have a conversation with Daniel in het Nederlands.
Ja, toch?
Ja. Dat zou wel lukken.
Wat voor werk doe je dan? Dat je Zweeds praat?
Well, I'm living in Sweden also.
Ah.
So I'm not only working in Sweden, I'm living here for the past 16 years.
Ah, cool.
So here, I have to share something. A friend of mine was always saying, Alter Schwede. This is a saying which we're saying in Germany when you are amazed about something. Oh, wow. You can say, Alter Schwede. This means old, sweet. What is the guy for Dutch and Swedish? Swedish guy. Sweden guy. Old Sweden, okay? So, and then guess what? Zanderlientje booms out, appears in my life, and then Alter Schwede, boom! Here we go. There he is, the old Swedish boy.
I don't get the joke. You get it, Daniel?
No, I'm not sure.
Maybe it's
So
like
I have my old Swedish guy here. This is the joke. But Zanderlientje is in a way a Dutch boy, not
Are you
a Swedish
calling me an
boy.
old Swedish guy or whatever? Are you offending me now? Saying I'm old?
I'm just having fun. I'm enjoying myself, sweetheart. So, Daniel, very cool. Let's share here some stories and what's going on there. Daniel, feel free. Feel free to share.
Yeah. Where shall I start?
Wherever you want.
There's nothing coming up. Yeah. I'm just at the moment I'm fascinated by Emerson, because I used to be into other kind of non-dual speakers, and a friend of mine told me that he was doing one-on-ones with Emerson, and Emerson said to him that he could, be done with seeking in a few calls. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, right. That, because I'd only heard of it can take decades or your whole life before there's a full awakening, or maybe it never happens. So I was like, that sounds like a scam. But then this friend of mine, he popped after a series of calls, and then two other friends also started doing calls with Emerson, and they also popped.
Well, it is.
So now it's like, sorry?
It is a scam.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is a scam. You know, there's already no one seeking. I mean, what's the whole issue with seeking or, you know, seeking or not seeking is already just simply this. There's no one who is going to stop with seeking because there's already no one doing the seeking. You know, there's just seeking.
Yeah.
As there is just laying on the ground in a room, you know, and words tumbling out of that face, but there's no one behind the words or behind the activities, you know. Touching the face is just simply what is happening. There's no one inside that body doing the touching of the face as a separated doer. So, I mean, and you know, I say it in a lovely way that it's just a scam because I have no issues with Emerson helping people out and trying to end the seeking. I mean, I love Emerson. The only thing which I would say, you know, is that seeking is just there's no difference between seeking or not seeking, and you know
Yeah.
the whole idea that seeking needs to stop because then there is a certain relief. Well, maybe there is a certain relief when there's no energy going to seeking anymore, but there's
Hmm.
no one already putting any energy in seeking. So this relief is not going to be for someone in particular. There's just a relief, and that relief is as innocently as the seeking or the absence of seeking. It has already nothing to do with you. And you know
Yeah.
the being attracted to Emerson, which I get in a way, is as innocently as the need for this so-called seeking to end, and the belief that it would be better when it popped, you know. So
Yeah.
as this may pop, this may stop, this may collapse, this may dissolve, this may end, but you know it will not end for someone separated from this.
Yeah.
By the way, Daniel, I love Emmy. I just love him from the very beginning. He is
Hmm.
simply a fucking cool, groovy guy. Full on booming. Love it. Love the energy. And if I can, I'm joining his lives.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
also says the same as what you just said, Sander. So
yeah,
it's like this non-duality thing is full of paradoxes or contradictions, because he says, on the one hand, he talks about that the seeking can end within the story, but then he also says there never was a Daniel, so how can it stop?
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, it's
beautiful. Yeah, exactly. And just to make it sure, there's no, like I said before, this becomes in Sander don't like Emerson thing. I have no issue with Emerson. I have no issue with anyone. You know, there's just simply certain so-called characters expressing, you know, or suggesting or talking about this, which is this already. Um, and there's a liking of one or the other, but that's already just simply innocently this. So, you know, the love for Emerson or the interest for Emerson is as empty or innocent as the absence of that attraction or that, you know, it's just simply what is. So yeah, you know, I would say if there's an interest, you know, follow the highest excitement, which Rosa's always saying.
Totally. No matter what.
Yeah,
Go for this.
I mean, I like Emerson because so, but this is also just how it plays out there. He is just doing his thing, you know, so to say, because there's no one doing it. At the same time, saying that he is doing his thing is already just this. I don't know. I have no other way to point to it. So there's just, you know, it's innocent. There's no Emerson already trying to help anyone popping this dream at the same time. You know, it's just this trying to help other characters, so to say, is already empty. Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But go, please continue, Daniel.
Yeah. It's been an interesting experience so far, because I've had quite a few talks with Emerson. And I definitely notice a lot of shifts. Certain neuroses are getting better. Less seeking is already happening. But yeah, he also talks about carrots. So I have these friends of mine who've popped, and they tell me, that there's no more resistance to feelings anymore, or that kind of stuff. So then I have that in my mind as like a goal now. But now I'm seeking
No resistance.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're all, yeah, those kinds of thoughts happen. Also, like, one friend of mine said that there was a girl from our community. We're into this Sedona method community, and one girl just saw a few of his videos and then seeking stopped already. So, and for some people, like, one call with Emerson does the trick already. And apparently I'm one of the harder cases, because I've already had quite a few calls. And within the story, there are still thought loops of seeking and whatever, resistance to feelings that are still appearing. So even though I know that the thoughts are irrelevant, yeah, it's funny that they still come up. Like, thoughts are of like jealousy. Why is it so much easier for her? There's nothing that she understands that I don't understand. So it seems really random, and for a little, when that thought comes, there can be some frustration or jealousy or whatever, and then I see it as irrelevant. But it does keep those kind of random thoughts, futile thoughts, they do keep appearing, which is, yeah, it's an interesting ride. Yeah.
Well, so it's hard to stop something which you already not are doing,
Yeah.
So and yes, anything can happen. Certain neuroses may just simply stop, or shift, or however you want to name it. You can call it they shift, or they stop, or they dissolve, or they collapse, or whatever fancy word you want to throw at it. Certain things may just simply, a neurosis may become less, right? But it doesn't matter in the end, because there's already no one having that neurosis. It was already just simply what it is always. From the so-called start to the finish, there's just the dance. Certain behavioral patterns may arise, they may intensify, jealousy may pop up, and then suddenly it will simmer down, it will become less, and then the other day maybe anger will arise, and it was always already just simply whatever is happening. So yeah, anything may happen. This jealousy, or thinking that thoughts are futile, may just simply stop, or thinking that thoughts are very important may just simply shift into thoughts are not so important, which is basically just another thought, saying that thoughts are not important from before, where the thoughts were seen as important, is just basically another thought put on the thought, so to say. But there's, I mean, well, yeah, I would say, here I would love for you to get what you want, so to say. And it seems like you want an end to this, which is this already. And here is the, oh, sorry, Rosa, go ahead.
Maybe, I don't want to interrupt you, sweetheart. Just maybe, Daniel, you want to share that there is also like the idea, the belief that a lot of childhood trauma happened, and therefore there is also a lot of pain in the body, like constant, how is it called? Chronic pain in the body. So this is also a hardcore drive, energy, in a way to be free, of course, because it hurts. Yeah, it's not just about like there are characters who are simply like, you know, I'm curious about this thing here. Here's in a way, let's say, more pain there. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've already had pain 24/7 for 15 years. And the last few years I've been learning about, there are some doctors who talk about the link between chronic pain and repressed emotions. Repressed fear, anger, shame, whatever. So the past years I've been allowing stuff to come up. Emotional healing work. And yeah. So that friend I was talking about, through him I learned about Emerson, because he started to do these one-on-ones. And we used to do a method, or I still do it a little bit, he stopped it now, a method of emotional healing, which also has some non-duality mixed in, but it's not fully direct. Part of it is direct, but there's also things for a person to allow the resistance to be there, and open to the space, and blah blah blah, all kinds of techniques. So my friend, you know, was doing those techniques for hours a day for, you know, 15 years. And so he reports that since the illusion of there being someone has dropped, yeah, the emotions, when there's a material that comes up, it just kind of blasts through. There's no need for, you know, a process, because it's just happening now. And it's yeah, without a me that owns the feelings or resists them or whatever. Yeah, they just run their course a lot easier and quicker. So that's one of the things that becomes for me the longing, the hope that yeah, the neuroses and also the physical pain and the fatigue, that's the most debilitating. It's like, that's why I'm lying down right now, because like even sitting at my desk or even on a sofa, I can't do it for very long. I start to feel really bad physically. So yeah, that's the story.
Yeah, very understandable. So
Yes. Yeah.
thanks for sharing, Daniel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Rosa saying, very understandable. You know, this is totally understandable. You know, dealing with pain and emotional issues and stuff like that, and then, you know, wanting this to end, you know, wanting this to be solved or to stop. You know, it's so naturally already just simply what it is. And trying anything or everything to get rid of this, you know, suffering, so to say, is already just simply what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with trying all types of methods. I mean, yeah. I mean, anyone can relate, you know, when there's pain for, like you said, 24/7, then you know, nothing is left out in the trying.
Yeah.
But you know, the funny thing is that, you know, there's no one doing the trying already. There's no separated Daniel wanting to get rid of it. You know, there's already no one owning a body which is not functioning the way it's supposed to be, so to say. There's already no one owning a bad body or a dysfunctional body. There's just a body, you know, not functioning according to what has been seen as functioning or dysfunctioning, you know, and that's simply what it is. And, you know, that doesn't help it because still it's already just this. It doesn't make the pain go away. I mean, saying that there is no one owning the pain doesn't make the pain stop.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, this pain may just stop or not. But the pain never started for you already. There's just full on aliveness, like Rosa's saying, you know, full on life expressing.
Booming aliveness.
So yeah, I would say there's just full on life expressing as a dysfunctional body dealing with pain. And the need to get rid of it by all means.
Yeah.
Naturally so, effortlessly so, innocently so.
Yeah, chronic pain. I mean, to say a personal, you know, like my wife is dealing also with chronic pain for, yeah, I think even more, 25 years. And well, yeah, it's devastating, right?
Yeah.
It's a hard, you know, it's a hard thing.
It's hard to imagine here having pain full on the whole time. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's in all types of levels. It can be devastating, you know. There's a way that you cannot, you know, work is most of the time a problem, and you know, social events, and
Yeah.
you know, that's it. You know, being not able to have a normal life, so to say, although there's no one having a life. That's the contradiction. You know, there's no one having a pain, but at the same time, there's just full on pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I wish it would be better.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
always say, I'm with you, Daniel, if it helps.
Whatever it, you know, I mean, yeah, it's whatever it means, you know. I mean,
You maybe want to share, Daniel, other ideas of what you're doing there with the friends, also sharing, practicing maybe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, Magic was on the call yesterday evening, right?
Yeah, she
At the
was.
moment, yeah, at the moment she's my main inquiry buddy.
Nice.
I made a collection of Emerson's questions, and now I've also added a few of Rosa's to my collection. And we jump on the phone calls and share whatever feeling is there, and then see what it is without any words to describe it, for example. Or Emerson is playing with questions like, what's between me and no me? And it's quite it's quite good. Also seeing what kind of beliefs come up, because at some point recently I noticed a belief, because Emerson talks about it's just a thought, what's here without thoughts. So there was a belief here subtly that the thoughts have to be different, you know, the thoughts have to change. And then yeah, magic, as you know, we were talking about that, and then as I noticed that was a belief, kind of seeing that belief then allowed for more stillness, and actually the thoughts then dissolved again when there was no more belief that there was anything wrong with the thoughts. So that kind of stuff, that's what we're exploring together.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
I also love sharing, and totally, I can totally. Beautiful, Daniel.
Yeah. So how do you go about sharing, Rosa? Do you just
I'm
talk about your
simply,
feelings?
yeah, exactly like we both connected and we simply
Yeah.
shared. And what it depends on the character. I'm sharing more, no matter what. Total openness displays out naturally. With some characters, I dive deeper, and
Yeah.
everything is popping up here. You know, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's full on. Here is a great love connecting with characters and with people, with friends. Call it what you want.
Yeah.
And here is no such a thing of there is a me or no me. this is this is of non-importance, to be honest. And in a way, what I'm expressing is this booming aliveness, no matter what. Everything is allowed.
Everything is allowed.
Exactly as it is. This is perfection.
Yeah.
Simple, simple.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels liberating. Everything is allowed exactly as it is.
Yeah, and this can be very painful, very painful.
Yeah.
Which includes the not allowing what is.
Exactly. Full on resistance,
It's
full
all
on rejection.
exactly.
Yeah. Hmm.
I love to say, like Emerson titled one of his latest movies, Brutal Love. I love it.
Yeah.
This is a brutal openness to life because there is only life.
Yeah.
The idea of me and my life is also only life, whole and complete.
Yeah, it's just life expressing as me and my life, you know, it's just life expressing as words claiming that there is just life is already, so to say, life expressing as some words that there is only this, which is this already.
And maybe I want to also add that I am totally in love with the stories. Absolutely. Now this is wow. Wow, I cannot get enough. And yeah, it's unbelievable. And I can share this. I'm lucky enough to have friends that are interested in my stories, and I can totally openly share this. It always feels like a monologue, and there is no need. Like I could simply share this with a tree. It's the same. It's just the sharing, the love of sharing. And then this is so cool that there is a response coming. And I'm just like, oh, let's see how they respond, you know? And this is so beautiful. So beautiful. Wow. This is the wow, you know? I'm like, oh gosh, I love it. What is this without the stories?
Yeah, I would say so. So it's funny, you know, wondering what this is without stories and thoughts is already just simply this. You know, this wondering what this is without something or with something is already just simply this. This is it already. You know, this so-called wondering how it is without stories or ideas or beliefs is already just simply innocently what it is. This wondering what this is or what this is without is just innocently arising, so to say. You know, this wondering is in a way just life expressing as what is this. It's already what it is. Wondering what this is already what is. And this wondering what this is may just simply stop. You know, the need to know what this is, or, you know, to find out if this is or if this is not, is already just simply this. You know, the wondering may just simply shift into the absence of the need to know what it is.
And there is no difference.
No.
It's like Daniel, as you said, Emerson is just now going beyond the opposites in a way. Like what is beyond, no, what is between the me and no me? What is between the belief and no belief? What is between the thought and no thought?
Yeah.
Yeah, blah, blah. Another idea, another thought.
Yeah, and he says when you can't, those questions are like he said when he uses that question, he said to me, when you can't think, stay there. Because those questions are just what's between this and that. It's impossible to think about that. So it's just like I
Here,
don't
by
know.
the way, this is exactly the boom. The boom, there is no thought in the boom, and it's empty.
Yeah.
That's why I love the power of the boom. When Emerson released his boom video, the infinite boom, I was like, okay, boom, that's it. But it was playing here. It was already seen that this is empty, and this gave a name, expression. Like it's simply how the cookie crumbles. This I loved with Sander when he first said this. This was a direct, like the words. They in a way have a power. It's an energy. And this is individual playing out the words you're using and then stop to use and use again. And yeah, it's exactly like the how is it called? No thoughts, whatever this means. Here's no issue with thoughts. I love the thoughts for no reason. They can be funny, they can be a lot. So what?
Yeah, you know, it's like having an issue with the air, which is you know, what's the problem, you know, thoughts or air, you know, it's, but then again, you know, having an issue with thoughts or not is already, you know, this, it's the same there. It's already just simply what it is. Thinking that thoughts are an issue You know, it may just simply stop, you know, and having a belief that, well, when it stops, then I'm free is just another thought, so to say. You know, the thought that when thoughts are when thoughts are not longer seen as an issue, I will be fine, is just basically another thought. I mean,
Yeah.
Everything is it already. Everything is it already. In this directness, there is simply no space for a thought. When this is directly what it is. Boom. Speaking, watching, lying.
Yeah, that's so that's one thing I was talking with Emerson about. I was telling him that a friend of mine, or I know someone who recommended a system of tracking my energy. So you can, it's a system that you can know during the day that you've already spent your energy. So it prevents you from every day doing a bit more than you should. So it helps you to take more rest, and then the body can also recover, because I'm noticing that I'm every day pushing myself to do as much as possible, or a bit more. So I was telling that to Emerson, and then he said, yeah, but, well, I don't know exactly how he said it, but what it boiled down to is that even that kind of a system, thinking about, should I rest or should I work, is also costs energy. And then he said, what if every moment is direct? So when there's no energy, there's resting. When there's energy, there's working. So that's been one of the things that I'm kind of exploring, you know, because there, on one level, I understand there's no problem with thinking, but within the story, I mean, if there's like a tremendous amount of thinking that tires you out and also makes you feel depressed or whatever, there is also a preference for, as you could say, for more directness experientially, and less trying to, yeah, to control life when it's not necessary.
This is already the directness, Daniel. We're what you said are thoughts. Like there is a preference for this directness. That's it. Boom.
yes.
Just this. Saying this is this directness.
So
It's there already. It's there already. So it's done. No escape. You cannot escape the directness.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Daniel, what do you mean when you say in the story? I mean, where are you pointing to when you say in the story? Because there's not an in or out the story. There's no one in a story able to get outside of a story. Basically, in the story, out the story is just another story.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. What I meant with that is, on the one hand, there's nothing wrong with thoughts. But what I meant within the story, it's like, but also, in a way, well, that's what I could argue that there is something wrong with thoughts. If thoughts lead to you feeling suicidal and you want to end your life, I'd say, yeah, maybe there's a better way than, being completely in your head. And
Yes.
then I say in the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that in itself is not wrong.
Okay.
So thinking that not thinking about suicide is better than thinking about suicide, or the other way around, is already just simply this. So claiming something to be wrong or not wrong is already not wrong to begin with. It's already just simply what it is, as is claiming it is not wrong or it is better. You know, thinking that it's better not to think about suicide or the opposite is already just simply this.
Mm-hmm.
No escape, Daniel. I love the energy of the word directness, immediacy.
And
Stunning immediacy.
don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, you know, I would not say, you know, preventing for someone to commit suicide is this already, but, you know, thinking that it's wrong or not is already just simply what it is. Having an issue with suicide or having no issue with suicide is already this, and this may change.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Daniel?
I'm just reflecting on how when I have a bad day, and it happened, I think it was yesterday, then yeah, there is a desire to not live with this body anymore.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And it feels yeah, on my bad days, it's interesting how the thoughts are really painting a convincing picture that nothing is working and I'm completely stuck, or it's moving so slowly. There should be more help. And oh, it feels really bad. And then the next night I can wake up after a night of sleep and be like, oh, feel like a completely different person. Like today I feel a lot better.
That's the dance.
Cool.
You know, that is exactly the dance already. You know, from I'm tired, I don't want to live, you know, I cannot live with this body anymore, till waking up, you know, in a way, you know, the not wanting to be here anymore, not wanting to live with this so-called body anymore, is, so to say, just shifting in, well, it's a new day, you know, so there's just a dance of feelings and emotions. It's just empty, you know, and this may quickly shift. It can shift in a so-called day 10 times from, you know, I don't want this to, well, now I feel a little bit better, you know, and there's just simply no way of knowing what is next. You know, this call may be end, and then, well, there maybe is a sense, well, I feel a lot better, and then 11 o'clock tonight you think, god damn, you know, I don't want this anymore. There's just no one
Yeah.
doing it. It's just playing freely, you know. This is already just whatever it is. And I think many people can relate, so to say, you know, not wanting to be here when there's only pain and suffering is quite natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this may just change, you know, waking up and then feeling fresh and getting
Yeah.
hope, you know, the hope for this to end. They just simply arise.
Yeah.
It's in a way beautiful how you are sharing and inquiring with friends, and yeah, beautiful. Of course, no choice in this. It's simply happening automatically, naturally so. And yeah.
Yeah, you're a great guy, Daniel.
Sorry, what did you say?
You're a great guy.
Yeah, very cool. I love open characters. Like otherwise, without open characters, this wouldn't be play out.
It's the same
Yeah.
here.
So this is the foundation. This is the basis of this sharing joy, and this is the openness. So here's an in loveness with the simplicity and the openness, which is in a way always there, no matter
Yeah.
how it plays out. And yeah, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's the same here. I love this openness.
Mhm.
You know, and there's just openness.
Mhm.
It's already full on whatever it is. Even not sharing is as open as sharing. It's already just simply.
So Daniel, did you get some new impulses here in this chat with Xander and Rosa?
Definitely.
Tell me, I'm curious. Another question in your repertoire.
Just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it's
The cookie is just crumbling the way it does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no you
Effort.
doing the crumbling. It's just crumbling, you know, there's no separate
Maybe
Daniel doing the crumbling. It's just crumbling, you know. And the liking of the way it crumbles or not is equally the cookie crumbling. So having an issue with how this is crumbling is already the crumbling itself. There's no one.
Yeah.
Daniel, I wonder if you can sense this underlying ease
Yeah, I can.
or joy. Of course, it's not right expressed. I cannot put it, but it's in a way also seeing a joke. There is a smile coming up in midst of the pain and sorrow and hopelessness. There is an underlying, you can say, peace,
Yeah.
emptiness.
Yeah, definitely. A friend of mine sent me a message recently because years ago we were living together in Utrecht.
Ah,
Oh, Utrecht. I've been there.
I am from Utrecht.
Oh yeah?
Sweetheart, you're from
Ah,
Utrecht.
dankjewel. Ja.
Yeah, we were living in Kanaleiland. Anyway, so and back in the day, I found out about laughter yoga. So we were playing with that at the time.
Cool.
A fun way to just, be silly and laugh. And recently he thanked me for that suggestion because he was doing it now again, and he was he said it's a nice way for him to experience life more lightly during working, to maybe remembering to laugh for no reason. And then
Hey.
him reminding me of that, I also put up a note in here in this area where I do my productive work, so to speak. A reminder to sometimes just laugh for no reason. And then I have also a voice in my head who's like, yeah, but isn't that then, isn't that another practice? Because practicing, practicing meditation stuff or spirituality, some people say that can perpetuate the seeking.
Oh, this is so sweet, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what?
So what? In this directness, everything is it. You see? You see the joke?
So
Everything is it.
So thinking it's perpetuating, the seeking or not.
It's just a thought.
Yeah, so, okay, well, yeah. What's the problem?
Yeah. There is no problem. There is no problem. But sweetheart, here, while sharing this with a smile, in a way, this was here when I started to read Thich Nhat Hanh. Very easy poems, beautiful poems, like very blooming, like I visualize things, and this was so easygoing. And then he was also with a smile. And this I directly took because I was very serious, me and my life, very serious.
Yeah.
And when I read this with a smile, I was just like, oh, and this, maybe this was a praxis. Yeah, maybe I did it. And this simply stayed in a way. Yeah, I'm smiling a lot, but not because I'm, I remind myself to smile.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's beautiful with the smile. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It can also be, I noticed for myself, maybe it can start as something like a practice, but at some point your brain can also just get used to this, this thing called smiling and laughing more. Almost like it's so then it becomes more just automatic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It happens automatically. This is just natural functioning, body, mind, complex, whatever. Loving this channel or this music, this food or not. Sweetheart, what?
Wanting to laugh more and,
Yeah, it's just so beautiful. This blah, 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 blah. It's beautiful. Booming aliveness. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Daniel, do you want to share more?
No, I'm good.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Here being with two Dutch guys. I love Netherlands, by the way. I love it. I've been there very often since I lived close to it. So I enjoyed the museums, the Reykjavik, I don't know, museum, how's it called there in Amsterdam?
Rijksmuseum?
Yeah, and eating the fish broodje, matjes, herring,
Haring.
I don't know.
Haring.
Yeah.
What's haring?
Oh, I can remember walking there with my parents over the grachten, and taking those boats and doing it's so beautiful, watching the people. I loved it.
Going to the coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah, I've been there with friends. Checking out some magic mushrooms.
Sarzani.
Yeah.
It was cool. I loved it. Yeah, so I would say cool. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
And
No.
yeah, Xander, and wish you a beautiful, we are at the same time zone, a beautiful evening, and let's simply stay in touch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice
cool.
speaking to you. Have a lovely
Yeah.
evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I hope you have
Thank you.
a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Love ya. Mwah.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Take care.